How's it going, guys? Sports by Dustin here, bringing you guys another PrizePicks video for today, Wednesday, May 22nd. Best plays on PrizePicks. Before we get in the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help me out. It helps me push this video to new people that want to see this type of content, so I would appreciate it. Now, let's go ahead and hop into building this slip from Daily Grind Fantasy. We're going to be using the PrizePicks Optimizer in order to find these plays by comparing sportsbooks lines and odds directly back to PrizePicks to find the best plus EV plays. You can see here we have a couple good plays to start, but we're going to go with Chris Bassett under 33.5 fantasy score on PrizePicks to start this slip. Chris Bassett under 33.5 fantasy score going up against Chicago White Sox. But why do we like this, right? By comparing to what these sportsbooks, three other sportsbooks, would have this projected at, we see that this is off by about 3.3 fantasy score. So PrizePicks is a little bit too aggressive in this projection at 33.5 as opposed to these other books having it right around 30.2 fantasy score. And we get this, right, by calculating the fantasy score or the fantasy props that make up fantasy score here on PrizePicks for the even lines on the sports books, right? So we compare the even lines on the sports books and then come up with a would-be fantasy score for those sports books, as long as they have all the props that make up, the PrizePicks multipliers for fantasy scores here on PrizePicks. So let's go ahead and continue on building out this slip. So we have David Fry under runs. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get it off. It's going to be a prop that is really, really, really good. David Fry under runs. So we can just talk about it real quick. Oops. Go back here. Under runs. This is a minus 160, and minus 175 across the sports books, implying that the sports books are giving this a heavily favored chance to go under 0.5 runs for David Fry. So, in other words, you're getting the best bang for your buck and really, really, really good value taking the under of 0.5 on PrizePicks at minus 119 odds in a 5 or 6 man flex, right? But you get this on PrizePicks at minus 119 because they don't adjust your payout for taking overs or unders, right? The sports books, they're adjusting, to money coming in and their models and such, and they can change what your payout is if you take the over or the under. So they're implying that this has a very heavily favored chance to hit the over, so they're going to pay you less if you take, to go under, so they're going to pay you less if you do take the under. But here on PrizePicks, it doesn't matter if we take the over or the under, we're still going to be getting that minus 119 odds, so we would like to take the under of 0.5 on David Fry, right? So we can have that locked in here. We'll see if we are able to go ahead and get it in and go from there. Then Luka and Anthony Edwards, right? Combo prop here at 5.5. Now this is taking into consideration what their lines are on the sports books, what their props are set at across the market and on PrizePicks, right? So let's go with Luka and Anthony Edwards over 5.5 3-pointers made as our next play. And if we look them up individually, like let's see, like Luka, what's his? So they don't have his actual line, but 3.5's a demon. Then Anthony Edwards 3-point line. So same thing. But you get what I'm saying. They're taking into consideration what those props are on the sports books, overs and unders, and then also what the actual projection is itself. Let's go ahead and give this a quick refresh. And then we have Jared Jones under 36.5 fantasy score. Jared Jones under 36.5 fantasy score. Same thing, right? When comparing to the books, looks like this is off, by about 2 fantasy score as well, maybe even a little bit more for Jared Jones. Then, last but not least, Rafael Devers under 8 fantasy score, set to 6.9 on DraftKings and BetMGM. So we are able to find some value taking Devers on the under fantasy score. And that is going to be it. We're going to do the top 5 plays for today. So if you can go ahead, get this in. It's going to be a mix between MLB and some NBA as well. that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like. Best of luck if you're tailing, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.